Do you face difficulty in increasing your score from maybe let's say 545 to 595, or from 595 to 645, or 645 to 705? So whenever we are increasing from one level to another level, our strategy changes. For example, I was working with one of the students. So when he joined me, he was getting around 8-9 questions right in verbal out of 23. So when we started working, he was facing difficulty in the basics, that he was not reading the passage properly for CR and RC. So we focused on reading the passage properly so that he can get involved. Once we did that, he started getting around 13-14 questions right. Then we focused on how to actually answer the question. So he was not inferring what he's reading, because in CR when you're reading the option and if you're not understanding what does the option means, you will struggle. So we focused on how to infer the option. So he reached around 15, 16, 17 questions. Now once we go beyond that, and if you have a high accuracy, by the time you reach this level, you get an RC or maybe CR which have difficult language. So if you have to reach that level, you have to change your strategy, because you're done with the basics, you are following the basic process. After this, you have to learn to use elimination. So for example, once you get a very high difficult level of RCs, so in difficult RCs you will see there is a pattern that you'll face difficulty in understanding the passage completely. Then when you read the questions, you will feel like out of place because you have not understood the passage. You face difficulty in understanding the questions. At that time you have to learn to when you're reading the passage, you have to focus on just getting the gist of the passage by reading the first sentence or the second sentence of each paragraph properly, and then skimming through the remaining part. And then you go to the questions, and in the questions you have to use elimination. So in this case, you would be spending less time with the passage and more time with the questions. So here the strategy changes. But what happens is, if you stick with that same strategy, I have to understand everything, I have to understand every option, I want to be very sure. In that case, you will struggle to handle difficult passages. Over here, we have to rely on elimination more than figuring out why right is right. So if you're struggling, you have to change your thinking process. And once you're reaching this level of 595 to 645, at this level, it's not a question of knowledge. Okay, you know the strategies, but beyond this, you have to change your strategies. Strategies like you have to change, go from trying to understand everything to skimming to elimination. Because once you get to that level, you will see that once you master elimination, the amount of time you're taking to answer the question reduces. Secondly, you will be more free in the sense that there is no pressure, I'm not able to understand, because you have prepared yourself. Okay, if I don't understand, still how to follow this, or how to just get out of it, how to answer the questions. So change your strategies as you're moving upwards, and it's not a game of knowledge. Thank you.